Alex.
Yo, what's up?
What it is, man?
Are you a gamer?
Um, I don't know, not really.
You got a gaming headset on in your thing.
Oh, really? I changed it. I tried to put devil horns on, but maybe it's taken too long. No, I'm like a podcaster,
Oh, wait, am I on your podcast now?
but I don't know. You like talking about politics? You can be.
I mean, I don't know much about it, but I'm down. Sure.
There's a there's a third party that everybody should join, dude. Movementforthepeoplesparty.org. I
What's it
think
about?
it's about fuck the two-party system. They're both selling us out. The guy that was the head of the Bernie Sanders campaign jumped off and started this after Bernie bowed out the last time.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's like it's trying to end the divide that we have right now.
thank you, exactly. Um, and uniting, like basically all, like working people of all
Yeah.
colors, LGBTQ and minorities and everything,
Mm-hmm.
working people, and it's got some pretty good support. Dr. Cornel West is into it. The guy Jimmy Dore, who does the Jimmy Dore show online. I don't know if you've seen that. He's into it.
Okay.
Brianna Joy Gray from the Bernie Sanders campaign. She's on board. Marianna Williamson. So it's gaining steam little by little, but yeah, hopeful.
Yeah, that sounds cool. You think it's gonna grow like a lot, or is
I
it just
think.
like growing small?
No, I think so. They did a town hall meeting, and over 100,000 people have viewed it. So
Oh, really? That's really cool.
so I think it's gaining steam hugely because people have realized, like, as Biden appoints people, they realize, fuck, he's not really going to change anything.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to change a lot
Yeah,
at all.
and he said, I'm not going to fundamentally change anything, quote unquote. So
Oh, really?
yeah, status quo, business as usual.
Yeah.
So we don't have time for more of that, in my mind. Where are you from, man?
I'm from Ohio. Where are you from?
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. I'm up in Northern California.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's expensive though. Homeless people everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad.
I just live in like some small town where I don't know. We probably have three to 5,000 population in our town, but
Yeah. Do you have any homeless people?
no, or not. I mean, I live near Dayton, so in Dayton,
Okay.
yes, but
They doing Dayton. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty
but
much nationwide. I think now it's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this new party or whatever you want to call it sounds like kind of what we need right now. Definitely,
I think so.
cause like I feel like you can't really solve anything when there's only two people and they don't have similar opinions at all. So like at least if you have sort of a third party or like someone else chiming in the conversation, you could probably get stuff done and change stuff. So
I agree. I agree. And there's an overwhelming support. Like Fox News did a survey of their listeners, right? And so that's Fox News, so that's conservative.
yeah,
And 72% of them wanted Medicare for all. And the
really,
Democrats, yeah. And in the Democratic side, 85% in statistics show 85% of us want Medicare for all. But the Democrats still won't bring it to a vote. So now we got a Democratic president, vice president, Senate, and Congress. So we'll see. I bet they don't do anything. And then we just kind of end up right back where we were at the end of Obama's presidency.
yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. there's been a lot going on, especially 2020, but it's gonna
What,
be
what a
it's gonna be
shitstorm.
hard to make this year worse, but it might just I mean it might happen. But
Might happen depending what goes on Wednesday, right?
what's going on Wednesday?
Well, the possible fucking insurrection in every state. Haven't you heard about
Okay, yeah.
if these crazy people charge the fucking capitals
That's just
armed this
like
time?
come on. We saw protests with more security than we saw BLM protests with more security than storming the Capitol.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, it was pathetic as far as security went, right?
Yeah, I saw this one video, and he said that there's like usually three more. I don't want to call it troops. I want to. Don't really know what to call it, but three more groups of like security that were supposed to come in on a regular basis or that's supposed to be called in advance that weren't called.
And weren't. Wow. Yeah, and the
And
National
then
Guard was supposed to show up, but the Department of Justice called them off, dude.
yeah, which is yeah.
Like,
Did you
what?
see that one video of that one lady who's like, "We're storming the Capitol, the revolution." Did you see that?
Yep.
That's just I don't know. It's like I don't
The
even
one
know
that
what
got
to
shot
make
in
of
the neck?
that. That's just stupidity.
You mean the one that ended up getting shot in the neck, right?
No, I mean I saw this one um lady and she had because like they replayed the video and she had like an onion in this towel and she was like rubbing it in her eyes to convince everyone that she got maced.
Oh my God. Wow. So she could get on the news?
Yeah, yeah. She's. Oh, I mean,
Wow.
she did. I guess she did what she wanted to do because she got all over the place.
Wow, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucking snowflake. And then totally spinning the story. And then like you were saying on the BLM protests, man, not only were protesters getting the shit beat out of them, getting shot with rubber bullets, shot in the face with rubber bullets, getting
Yeah.
beat up, but then 7 reporters got blinded by being shot in the face by rubber bullets.
Yeah. There's just like it shows like even in protest against like they're protesting against people, police, like uh overusing their power and like putting it against black lives. And it just shows that in the protests, people are getting hurt that didn't do anything. It's showing their point even more that
Right.
they don't care. They'll just
Yeah.
if you're have a different skin color than them, then you're automatically more dangerous. Like what?
And it got down to it doesn't even matter your skin color, but if you're protesting for this issue, then fuck
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna smack you
Yeah,
with
like
my
yeah.
billy club,
Yeah,
right?
people don't. I don't think people understand. Like
I saw.
saying Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that you're not saying that or that everybody else doesn't matter. You're saying that Black lives aren't treated like they matter at all.
Right. You're saying that Black Lives matter just as much as ours.
Yeah,
That's all you're saying. Because we're not being treated like that. I don't ever fear when I get pulled over by the police that I'm going to get shot.
hundred
You know.
percent. Yeah,
You know. I fear I'm going to get a ticket that I might get a dick cop, but 90% of the time they let me go with a fucking warning, dude.
yeah. That's just life. Like that's just like life without being like there have been people who like have told me that even a cop car driving by made them like I don't know twitch I guess, and that's just like
Yeah.
insane. Like they're like feared for their life, which is just like insane. Like I don't want anyone to feel like that.
Right. That's terrorism,
Yeah,
right? Isn't it?
Yes, like
You're
100%.
instilling fear in this person that didn't do a damn thing. A friend of mine, black dude in Oakland, bought a brand new Prius. Yeah, he's got a good job. Bought a brand new Prius. He's driving home. He gets pulled over. Get out of the car. Like what? Get
What?
out of the car. What are you doing? What are you doing in this brand new car? It's my fucking car, dude. Get out of the fucking car. Like, what?
Dude, that's just the definition of like assuming that people of color like are less or that can't afford stuff. Like, what? What do you mean get out of the car? Like, and even the
Yeah,
simplest
like
thing
fuck you.
when you see like people like film them getting pulled over by the police, it's always like I could film getting pulled over and they could film it and they could have they could be black and I'm white, right? And it's I could ask the same questions as them and get totally different responses. So like for them, I've seen multiple videos that's like, "What did I do wrong?" Right? And they're just like, "Get out of the
100%.
car." But if I said it,
100%.
"Oh, what did I do wrong?" They're like, "Oh, you were speeding," or "Oh, you have your windows are like too tinted or something," right?
Yeah, you did a
But for them,
California
like,
stop back there. You didn't come to a complete stop at that last stop. They're going to give you a reason.
yeah,
Straight up. They will give you a reason. Absolutely. Every time.
but I
Yep.
mean, it feels like that scenario is just insane. Like,
Isn't it?
where'd you get this? Like that's
And this is a good friend of mine, so this is only one person removed. It's not like a YouTube story.
yeah, it's like just like yeah, it's not like just like some YouTube story that everyone could like make excuses for. Like it's just some like friend of yours that have
Yeah,
experienced this. So imagine how many people experience this other than just your friend.
big time. Exactly. Yeah, it's and and that goes full circle to but the sad thing. So this is the reason why the Black Panthers were created in the first place in Oakland, California, to police the police because police were murdering black people at just routine traffic stops. And it's perfect on Martin Luther King's birthday that we talked about this a little bit. So then the Black Panthers were established and they would have police scanners. Anytime there was a police call, they would show up with cameras and guns so they could protect the people from the police. And they would film everything to make sure the cops didn't kill anybody.
Yeah,
And
and they don't get like I feel like no one figures out that they killed someone.
right.
Uh they can kill someone and it's like no one even knew.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that goes
And
to
it's
what
crazy.
Dave Chappelle says. They just kill somebody, sprinkle some drugs on them, and
Yeah,
no
facts.
investigation.
Yeah, that's like on the money. They just like
Yep. Yep.
I feel
And
like
it goes
they
so deep, dude. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
they make so many assumptions about people that like they could sprinkle some drug on there, right? And then other people that believe in what they do are just gonna assume, oh yeah, yeah, they were probably drinking and driving, classic. Like, come on,
Right. Must have
they
been
never
drug
actually look
use.
into it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just swept under the carpet, never investigated, really.
Hmm.
Chalked up as another drug crime, drug murder. Um, so recently, semi recently, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, there was an investigation into these corrupt officers in the Oakland Police Department. And I think it was called the Oakland Five or something. But dude, these
Okay.
corrupt officers were actually pimping out young girls, like 14, 15, 17 years old.
What?
Yeah,
That's that's ridiculous.
yeah, like disgusting levels of corruption. Like shit that you see in a movie, you
Yeah,
know?
like yeah. There's
Like that movie Training Day.
is that the one
Ooh.
I can't really think of it.
It's with Denzel Washington, and
Okay,
he's a
yeah.
dirty cop.
Mm-hmm.
How's it feel to be wet? And the guy's like, what? He's like, yeah, you just smoked some angel dust. Looks like you're gonna test dirty now. Like, oh shit. Oh god. Ah, and then he drops him off in the drug house. Fuck. That movie's a nightmare. So good. Yep, crazy times though, man. Crazy times.
It is crazy times. It's hard to imagine what the future is going to look like, especially with these times right now.
It really is. Yeah. It's hard to think that far ahead. I'm smoking twice as much weed as I normally do because of all the stress. Crazy shit.
Yeah, it's just so many arguments, so many, like, it's so divided that, like, you can't, like, solve anything when it's so divided like this. Because before, I mean, in the past, I usually saw compromise a lot, but like now I just don't see anything like that. Like I just see it's so one-sided, and like when someone's arguing from their side or their point of view, their solution seems to always be like, um, they get 100%, like they're in favor, they get 100% benefit, no one else gets
Right.
anything else, you know.
Yeah, like I just try to spread education, right? Like I started a YouTube channel just to collect documentaries, right? To share like historical context for classism and racism and
Yeah,
the oppression by the 1% and all that type of shit, right? The oppression
yeah,
of the working class by the 1%. And but it, even I'll present some of this shit, and people will just shoot back from the hip, like fuck you, libtard.
yeah, come on, that's, yeah. And it's like it's not even I feel like, yeah, a lot of people disagree with, like, let's say you bring in a an opinion, right? And you say bananas are bad, right? I don't like bananas, right? And someone,
Yeah.
instead of saying, oh really, like I like bananas, I like the way they taste, and I like how you can like peel them and stuff, right? Instead of saying that, they're like, bro, you're such an idiot, literally shut up. Like, what does that solve? That doesn't do anything. That just shows that, like, the other side, the other belief, doesn't isn't like important enough, or doesn't have enough valid information, because they're
Mm-hmm.
just saying like shut up instead of like their point of view. So like,
Right.
instead of bringing up like important information, so like if you said bananas are bad, right, and they're like, well, I think bananas are good because, right, and then they gave reasons, they just say shut up, or you
Exactly.
stupid libtard, you know.
I like
uh
to use them in my smoothies because they fucking add potassium and thicken it up like ice cream, but they're healthier.
Yeah, and it's like, and it gives you perspective when people do that. So like when I talk to different people, like, who believe different things, I do that on purpose because I want to know a different perspective. I don't want to be shut down immediately and like not learn stuff, because I want to learn from different cultures, different like perspectives, so I can come up with my own beliefs, you know, like so I can come up with my own
Totally.
views. So like
Totally.
when people like that, like they don't bring anything to the table except bringing negativity to whatever point you're bringing up.
Exactly. The analogy I like to use with people like that is anybody can deconstruct something, but it takes energy and thought to construct something. Right?
Yeah,
So if you
100. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you just want to piss on something or shit on something, then go fucking troll somewhere else. I'm trying to come up with ideas and solutions for things.
Yeah.
But some people get it. Some people, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird how like people bringing up a point. Like if you were bringing up a point, right, and you didn't tell the person that your political party, right? So you didn't tell them kind of what party, quote unquote, you belonged to, right?
Yeah.
And you brought up a point and you just said, hey, like, listen, I just want you to listen and give me your thoughts, right? There would be more people that would actually listen and would actually gain information and perspective on the topic you're talking about than if you told the person your political party beforehand. They make prejudgments, right? So,
Yeah.
and your whatever you're talking about couldn't like they couldn't really care, right? Like they don't really care as long as you belong to whatever political party you belong to. You're automatically your information that you have or your knowledge that you have isn't as good as theirs.
That's the enemy's information, right? And
Yeah.
we so need to get out of that mindset because I'm not in either of I'm not either one of the main political parties. I
Yeah,
want a
me
third
neither.
party. I'm independent. I think they both sold us out long ago. The Republicans have been selling us out my whole life, and the Democrats since Bill Clinton. Um, so they're marginally better. We just keep going from marginally better to oh my fucking god, these people are horrible. Then marginally better than oh my fucking god, these people are horrible.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and that's like if you take you know a slight right turn 15 times in a row, you still end up making a right hand circle, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Even if it's just a tiny little bit to the right each time, that's
Yeah. I feel like a
I
lot
guess
of people, like, especially even from both sides, I'll say, like, avoid change a lot so much that like they like hate change, and it's like I think it's like what needs to happen. There's so many things that we need to change, but it seems
yeah.
like whatever you if change is in the subject, they're like, oh no,
I
we
think we need
cannot we
utter
can't change the system, you know.
Yeah, I think we need utter and complete change. I think
Yeah.
our financial system is a joke, and it's based on debt, and it's set up to keep bankers rich because of debt. So our Federal Reserve even has to borrow money from the banks. Like, why can't we print our own fucking money as a country? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why can't we? Because any time a president has proposed that, they've been assassinated. That's why. Because the bankers are powerful.
Yeah, they are, and it's like it's
But
so
that's
corrupt that you can't really like it's hard to fight back, you know.
right. But that's one of those main systems that you like. I agree with you. That's got to change. Our educational system's fucked and has to change.
100%, yeah.
Our healthcare system is fucked and has to change.
And
our
there's still people saying we're the greatest country out here, so that probably has to change.
I came up with a good one. When somebody says that, tell them we still use toilet paper instead of bidets. So how could we be the greatest country? Isn't that brilliant? Like, dude, we're still smearing shit on our butt cheeks. How could we be the fucking greatest country in the world? The French like evolved beyond that fucking how many years ago?
A long time ago.
Long time ago, and here we are still smearing betwixt the cheeks, you know.
Yeah, bro. Come on.
But we think we're the fucking best. You know, we shit in our drinking water. How fucking civilized could we be? Right? That's another
Yeah,
one.
it's like
We
yeah.
shit in our drinking water. Like, wow, why is my toilet full of drinkable water? That's insanity. That's fucking insanity.
Bro, we're the greatest though.
The fucking greatest, dude. Yeah, as long as you don't look around. As long as you just stay addicted to your opiates, strung out on your fucking antipsychotics, and only snort prescription drugs, um, you know,
Yeah,
then you're good.
it's uh, and like
What a,
people
what a
like
fucking mess.
when people hear like anyone say, "Oh, we're not the greatest country," they assume saying we're not the greatest country means saying we are the worst country of all time, which obviously isn't true.
No,
But they don't see our point. Like saying we're the greatest country, what does that do for us? Nothing.
yeah.
Just that just invokes us not changing, right? Because we're already
That's
assuming
just
we're
you
the best
beating
at
your
everything.
chest, like jerking off on top of a hill, fucking.
We're the only thing we're uh, the top at is military, which doesn't
Right.
even doesn't even matter in like in your country. Like, I mean, obviously military matters, but like it doesn't matter with the stuff that's going on right now. You can't really change anything
It's not
without a
helping
strong
you and
military.
me. It's not helping you. Yeah, exactly. We're the best in the world at quashing democracy.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Right? Like we've overthrown something like 85 countries, right? Like, so this is what killed me, like during the whole like Russiagate thing, like, oh, Russia's fucking with our election because they spent $5 million on Facebook. That's nothing. That's nothing. Real
Yeah,
estate agents. A real estate agent spends more marketing on Facebook than the whole fucking Russian government did. So literally, that's nothing. I've been in real estate, but you know, but then there's the fact that the CIA specializes in overthrowing elections, and that the CIA really helped fucking break down the Soviet Union. So like, how the fuck dare we even point our fingers at anybody? And then not only that, but just recently we supported a coup in Venezuela, Bolivia, and Honduras. Did you know that?
really not.
Yeah. So like uh, the caravan of people coming from Honduras that Trump was freaking out about, the reason they were coming is because we supported a coup in Honduras that fucked their whole country up. So now they're under a military dictatorship and people are leaving the country by the thousands. We
That's
we did
insane.
we did that. Same with the Syrian refugee crisis. We dropped so many bombs in Syria that the US military ran out of bombs. Literally ran out of fucking bombs. Are you kidding me?
How the fuck?
So we create the Syrian, quote unquote, Syrian refugee crisis where they're flooding the fucking Europe and everywhere, except not here.
Oh,
we're not
yeah, obviously not here. They're gonna
we're not
restock.
taking any of them, right? but but our news just fucking spins all these things. The Syrian gas attack was found to be totally faked and staged by our government.
Really?
Yep. So that we would to gain support for us invading Syria, right? Like, oh, look how bad they are. See, they did a gas attack. Yep. It was all
Yeah,
fake.
yeah. Like uh, everything's covered up,
Yep.
but no one knows it just because they assume, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, they're telling us the truth, but
Yep. I mean, you just got to assume anytime the news tells you anything about a country, they're lying and they're trying to make the case for a war. Right? That's
yeah,
the angle. That's the angle they come from. They want oil. How are we going to get it? Okay, well, they need to be terrorists. Their leader needs to be a horrible dictator, and we need to bring them freedom. Damn it, let's do that with bombs. Hey, you're dead, but you're free.
yeah. Everyone's dead, but it's not a problem anymore.
You're free, man. Whoops. Sorry about your whole family.
Yeah, sorry about literally everyone you knew, but
Yeah. Sorry about that wedding party. There was a case where, like, under Obama, we accidentally bombed a whole wedding party.
how do you accidentally do that?
Right. And maybe it wasn't accidental. My theory, dude, is that we're doing that shit on purpose to create more terrorists so that we have a reason to keep this whole fucking never ending war thing going.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, because like creating reason helps
Creating an
like
enemy. Yeah.
whatever, yeah, what helps fuel whatever they're gonna do, you know? So
Right.
like creating reason, just like how you were talking about sprinkling drugs, right, on them. So like creating a reason for killing someone or creating a reason for like bombing someone
Yeah.
covers up the fact of what you actually did.
Right. Exactly.
But I mean, in this case, obviously, it's not just some cop doing that. It's like really big scale, but and it's insane
Same
because it's like,
same principle, but on a bigger scale, right?
yeah,
Um, but it's that whole thing about the manufacturing consent, really, right?
hmm
You know, and it's just what on what scale. I mean, it's evil on any scale. You know, because we fucking toot this horn that we're a democracy, that we care about freedom, but that shit's only so true. You know,
hmm
and it seems to be less true every day. I don't know about you, but like I've been hoping for a revolution my whole life, and the weird thing to me is that we got closest to it with these crazy Trump people than with Occupy, with BLM. Like, what the fuck? I
yeah,
mean,
that's funny. That's crazy.
right? I think it's partially because like police are in on it, where police were like super anti BLM. Like, no, god damn it, we want to continue to kill black people.
100%. And did you see? I mean, I'm assuming you definitely saw this, but when people argue that the BLM was violent or that they were a terrorist group, quote
Bullshit.
unquote,
Bullshit.
um, most okay, like 95% or something were peaceful, and the 5% that weren't, um, cops like started like a fire or something that started violence to make
Yes.
it seem like they did, you know?
Yes. Agent provocateurs. Absolutely. That's the numbers I heard were between 90 and 95% peaceful nationwide, and that the news was only showing us a couple flare ups. And in Minnesota or wherever the fuck that was,
hmm
Minneapolis, wherever
Yeah,
the fuck that
Minneapolis.
was, where the original place, we saw the agent provocateur like all dressed up in all black with a fucking umbrella breaking windows with a hammer. Then you saw similar shit in Portland. Um, you saw people like white people wearing all black, spray painting on buildings, Black Lives Matter, and then a black chick coming up to him, "What the fuck are you doing, man? They're gonna think we did that. You're discrediting us. What the fuck?"
Yeah. It's like they don't even understand.
Well, or are
Or
they
they do
fucking,
or they do understand what they're doing.
or right? So maybe they're anarchists just trying to throw gas on a fire. Maybe they're paid to be there.
Oh yeah, that could be
But
true.
but check this out. So this is I always like to go back to you know, historic shit that's been released through like the Freedom of Information Act, because then you can get a gauge on like, am I batshit crazy with this theory, or is there like any historical precedent, right?
hmm
So the Democratic National Convention of 1968 that like erupted into a brutal fucking riot, there were 1,800 FBI agent provocateurs there.
1800.
1,800, all undercover, starting shit.
Yeah, that's come on.
So that's 1968. So
Yeah, that's 1968, and
so
now
they got their
now we
shit
got
down by
we got a
now.
little more
Right?
than 1800 right now. So
Yeah, so they got their shit down by now, right? Their
and
tech,
and they
you know.
got their stuff more undercover. Like now you don't even know it, So now like
Oh yeah,
there could be thousands of on thousands that you
totally.
won't even figure out till 20
Right.
years later.
How many of those fucking Trump, quote unquote, Trump people might have been, you know,
Hired.
might have been hired, dude? Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because it was all way too weird, right? It all went way too smooth. There was never really a huge clash where they totally did battle.
Hmm.
I saw way more like, BLM violence, um, like police wise.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There was way more like fighting back
right. Like
with BLM
you would have thought
than
they'd be
storming
fighting
a
to the
Capitol.
you would have thought they'd be fighting to the death to protect the Capitol, like emptying their clips and reloading, right?
100%.
100%, just dropping bodies, fucking.
But let's say this. Let's say, which obviously they weren't, but let's say BLM went nuts and they were storming the Capitol. There would be hundreds of dead bodies, and that's just a
Oh,
fact. Like,
fact, dude. Are you kidding me? 1968 again. Um, on the campus of where was that? Kent State in Ohio. The National Guard killed 4 fucking peaceful protesters just because they got too close or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's no question. If this was a BLM thing that charged the Capitol, dude, there would have been bodies everywhere.
yeah. And then there would have been the Trump people saying that they caused violence.
Yeah. Right. The
You
hypocrisy, right?
see, Trump got banned on Twitter like last week or something. I don't know if it was last week, but Twitter
Yeah.
banned him.
Mm-hmm. Trying to
Even
prevent it.
even the guy, like the PogChamp emote on Twitch.
No.
Well, there's like a emote on Twitch that it's like a little image that people like can like put in a stream,
Mm-hmm.
and the dude that was like he was in the image. The dude was like supporting and the Capitol thing, so they took him off and added someone else like within a day.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's no joke, dude. There might be a there might be craziness in 2 days.
just like it's so chaotic, man. Like
It's so chaotic.
it went from like talking and arguing and not even close to debating, but to all this violence and
People
divide.
people are so fed up, and I get it, right? Because the Occupy movement, right? People were so fed up. People lost their ass. People lost their houses, their whole investments, their whole savings. Never really got any resolution for that. The government bailed out the bankers instead and basically said, fuck you. Then we fucking rise up because our police force is like the brown shirts of the Gestapo army, you know.
Yeah,
They're more like
well,
no, they're more like the Gestapo army, just like any dissent is just fucking ruthlessly crushed military style with with no regard to like protect and serve, no regard to just upholding decency and civil liberties and democracy. It's like overwhelming force, you know?
yeah.
And people don't see that as a slip towards fascism? Like what the fuck?
Hmm.
I don't know, man.
So
Part of me
what
Sorry, go ahead.
What got you into like making a podcast? Did you just want to talk about like politics, or did you have like many topics that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, it's mostly topics, but not necessarily current topics. Like like I've got one on the CIA's MK Ultra program and mind control,
Okay.
and when I was doing the research for that one, it was interesting. Shit, I didn't even know that the CIA bought the entire world supply of LSD during that time.
Really?
Isn't that a fucking mind blower? Yeah, because they were trying to use it for mind control. Fucking nuts.
Yeah, there's so much stuff behind the scenes that we never really figure out, or like a few people figure out. And it's crazy if everyone knew, it would be this big
Right.
deal, but since nobody
That's
knows.
what I'm saying. So basically that there you go. In a nutshell, what you just said was the premise for me doing my podcast is like there's some of these little nuggets where if everybody knew, the revolution would be on. Because it would make it so obvious, like, oh my God, like there's enough documentaries that if you could get these Trump people to watch them, they'd be like, oh fuck, I've been duped.
Yeah.
Anybody that's, and I think either party at this point, they're not helping the working class. So if you make less than 200,000 a year, either of those parties don't give a fuck about you. You know, but they say all these things to fire you up and make you think they do, and then they just go and bow to their fucking billionaire donors again.
Yeah.
So that's really it. Yeah, is to point out these little nuggets, like these certain things, like that one, like, oh my God, can you believe it? Like it doesn't matter what party you are. You would think dosing people, unknowing people with acid to try to make them lose their mind, that's evil. Doesn't matter what party you are, right? That's evil.
Yeah.
Right? That's shit that we would look at another country and be like, that's fucked up. That's fucking evil. And we did that shit for years. Who knows if we're still doing it? They said they stopped in the 70s. But
But
do you
they
trust the
just got
CIA?
better at it, and they just got better at hiding it.
Right, exactly. And another one that blew my mind, and these are some of the ballsiest people I've ever heard of in my life, but so these people broke into the FBI to steal records on how the FBI had been infiltrating different leftist groups like the Black Panthers, the Earth First movement, that was like, an environmental group, and any leftist group. So the FBI had contacts at MIT, Stanford, Berkeley, all over the fucking place. And if they saw somebody that was going too far to the left, they could rat them out. And the FBI would get on them. Like a bunch of professors got fired, lost their jobs.
What?
As a matter of fact, that's how Ronald Reagan got started, is by ratting out fellow actors in Hollywood that were left leaning.
That's just like there's not even a word I could use to describe how like
Yeah,
bad
and
that
this
is.
is all totally proven. But the only way is by these people had such huge balls they broke into the fucking FBI headquarters and stole all this shit, risking
Yeah,
their lives.
that's the only way you can like get the information, because it's so
Right,
hidden that no one would have figured it out if you didn't break into the
right. And just recently, they're all like in their 70s now. Just recently, they went public and released their identities and did a talk show. I'm like, fuck,
Oh,
you guys are
really?
crazy. Yeah.
They
So
got
I
big
have
balls, bro.
exactly. I'm like, you guys are crazy. They're still gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, not even now they're still.
They don't forget. They're gonna kill you. Um, but yeah, so I love doing shit like that. There's another great documentary called Plutocracy, Divide and Rule.
Okay.
And that one's amazing. It shows how the business owners have been pitting the races, basically the working class, the different races against each other to keep us from a class war, you know.
Yeah.
And it's come really fucking close a bunch of times. And then they
I'll
kill a
have to
bunch of
watch it.
people. Oh, it might be the best documentary series ever made. I think there's 4 of them now.
Okay.
It's free on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to ask where is it? Where can I find it on? But yeah. Alright.
Yeah, and they put it out there for free. Like they want you to share it.
Yeah. Because the more people see it, the bigger of a deal it could finally be.
Right. Like they're not trying to get 3.99. They're trying to start a revolution.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
Straight
not
up.
looking for
They don't
the
want your money.
$7.99 a month. They're looking
Yeah.
for something more than that, which is
Yeah. Yeah, no,
something bigger than that.
please check it out because you seem like an inquisitive and intelligent person. And like I said, it's in the top 5 documentaries I've ever seen for sure.
All right. Yeah, I'll check it out.
And it kind of explains how we're being controlled, right?
Yeah, and it's like we don't even know it. It's like, or most don't even know it. It's like crazy.
Most. Yep, exactly. And it's so subtle. It's so subtle. Like who writes our fucking textbooks? It's that subtle, right? Like, oh,
Yo,
you
that's
know,
like, yeah, like I didn't even think of that. That's crazy.
this goes into that. Like, it all used to be written by the coal companies, so you would only have the perspective that the coal company wanted you to have.
Yeah, like you only get the employee, like our education system, like you're taught like you're an employee and not like anything
Right.
else.
Right. They don't want exactly. They don't want an employee uprising, so you're taught only so much about certain topics.
Yeah, so
Right.
you don't get enough knowledge to actually be able to take over someone with more knowledge than you.
Right. Yeah. And I've never been taught any of this, and I've taken political science classes and history and all this, but never been taught about Black Wall Street or Reconstruction or
Mhm.
these times in history where they just want you to forget the
Yeah,
creation of the Ku Klux Klan, how the
yeah,
Democratic Party created the Ku Klux Klan.
yeah,
Nobody wants you to think about those few stories. It's not
yeah. Like,
pretty.
yeah, they wanna what's it called?
Control the
Control kind of
narrative.
what you're thinking.
Exactly. Control the narrative. Exactly. And if you talk about those things, then the narrative, like all of a sudden, now we can't be the knight in shining armor. We can't be the best country in the world, right? Because if you look at these things, well, dude, that's fucked up. Other countries are doing it better. Well, let's not look at those things then,
Yeah. Let's
right?
well, if we don't look at those things, maybe we'll be better than them.
Right. And then that's how you get people like America, fucking crazy sycophants of Trump where they don't even give a fuck that like it doesn't matter alternative facts. It doesn't even matter if it's true anymore. I love the guy. And like, how did we get there? Like, you can't ever love a politician. They're all full of shit to a certain extent.
Facts. Yeah. I was talking about this with my brother. Like whether you support Trump or you support Biden, like both of them are shit. Like they're not perfect. Like they're not your friend. They're not like
Yeah, they're
your
not.
brother,
Yeah,
like,
they're
and
not your friend. They're not to be trusted. Exactly.
right, and they both have done really bad things. So like to be able to compliment and kind of follow someone without mentioning the stuff that they've done wrong or anything like that, it's just like it's just idiotic. Like you can't fall in love with someone who's not even looking out for whoever you support. So like they're not even looking out for anyone else. They're just looking out for themselves or for what they believe in.
Yeah, and you should never fall in love with a politician anyway, because you got to always be questioning them, right?
100%, because I feel like with both Trump and Biden, they're hard supporters. Uh, they look like a clone of them. Like they don't have their own
Yeah,
opinions.
yeah.
They just kind of repeat what they say instead of taking their perspective and figuring out their own perspective.
Straight up, and just as close-minded to the opposition.
Yeah.
Like a Trump fan will be quick to be like, fucking libtard, and then the Biden person will be like, oh, you fucking Trump-pansy.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
just like
where does
it
that get
doesn't
us?
solve anything. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just gets you to a stalemate of arguing. Well, fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, you're fucking stupid. No, you.
No, you're fucking stupid. Right?
Yeah.
And then everybody's stupid. Eye for an eye leaves everybody blind.
Yeah. It's a good.
Right?
I like that.
But here we are, man. I don't know. Wednesday's going to be fucking crazy. Part of me hopes they do it, but then not really, because it'll just lead to a militaristic police backlash. We'll lose more civil liberties, but I don't know. I don't know what the fucking answer is.
Yeah.
It's all just weird. Like the Chinese say, may you live in interesting times. It's definitely that, right?
Yeah.
You guys got legal weed over there yet?
No.
You have good illegal weed over there yet? Thank God for legal weed during all this. That's all I got to say. But anyway, to each their own. But it helps. Well, hey man, it's been cool rapping with you. I think I'm gonna bounce off. It's getting kind of late, but yeah, be good rapping with you another time too.
Yeah, I'll go check out those documentaries, and hopefully I can talk to you another time.
Sounds great, man. Take it easy.
All right. See you.
Peace.
All right, thanks for tuning into another episode and another thing with Dave. Please follow, subscribe, and share. I'm on all social media and another thing with Dave. And keep seeking the truth.